There is a verdict tonight in the trial of the man accused of planning and executing the attack on the U.S. Embassy in Benghazi, Libya, and also the CIA operation there in 2012. That left, as you remember, 4 Americans dead, including the U.S. ambassador. And after a long trial here in Washington, the results may actually surprise you. Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge is here with the breaking news. Good evening, Catherine.
Thank you, Brett. 3 years ago, the Obama administration described Abu Khatallah as a central player in the 2012 Benghazi terrorist attack. But late today, after a week of deliberations, a federal jury here in Washington disagreed. The Benghazi suspect was found guilty of supporting and participating in the 2012 attack at the State Department Benghazi compound and nearby CIA post. Khatallah was also convicted on weapons charges and the destruction of U.S. government property. But the 46-year-old was found not guilty on the most serious crime, the murder of 4 Americans: State Department Foreign Service Officer Sean Smith, U.S. Ambassador Chris Stevens, and former Navy SEALs Ty Woods and Glenn Doherty, who died defending State Department and CIA officers. The defense argued Khatallah was a peripheral player and that he arrived at the State Department compound after the attack, a claim that seemed to be backed up by security camera video evidence. The defense also highlighted the government's reliance on a paid informant who received a $7 million reward for tracking down the suspect and providing testimony against him. Reached late today, the mother of Sean Smith said, "I am not surprised. I am not happy. My son died horribly. I studied it over and over and lost all the way around, my son and my grandkids. I think the people who bear responsibility, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, aren't even touched." In a message to the CIA Workforce, Director Mike Pompeo called the verdict a small measure of justice for the terror he inflicted upon the patriotic men and women stationed in Benghazi, adding no term in prison will bring our people back. Khatallah will be sentenced at a later date, and he is not eligible for the death penalty. It's also not clear how the verdict today will impact the prosecution of a second Benghazi suspect who was recently brought to Washington, D.C. for trial. Brett.
Catherine, thank you. More on this
You're
with
welcome.
the panel. We said U.S. Embassy at the beginning. It's obviously a State Department location, as we've reported many times, in Benghazi, as well as the CIA.